Welcome to the fucking metaverse.
We were joking. I was like, I'm terrible at small talk.
Yeah.
I just am. But like, if we go deep on something, like I'll sit for hours and we can just go deep.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that comes from like, I'm sober. I've been sober a long time, like close to 20 years. And that work that I do, and you've been sober a long time too.
Yeah.
Can say that. Yeah. So, and the work that you have to do in order to survive, right? And because like the bridges that were burned, like the life experience that was like gnarly prior, like you end up in this place of having like a different, and I'm not trying to be like egotistical or high horse because of like, oh, I'm sober, but like there's this different relationship to the actions I take and the things that I do in the world around me.
Yeah.
That just it's part of it's like life experience and like getting older. And then part of it is having to like face that stuff. A lot of people go through life and they don't ever have to really face that stuff because they don't have the like affliction of being like, I'm a fucking addict and I burnt all this shit down. Right. And so as gnarly as it can be, it's also been super powerful in my life in being able to like show up, be responsible, like do the right thing, even when it isn't necessarily
as much as
most important or the thing that feels right.
As much as you say that it was like how we found each other was like through authenticity or just like bullshit meter thing. I actually think, and if it's okay if I say this, I know we've talked about it, but it's like, I was in a 12-step program for many, many years and had a horrible drug addiction as a kid. And I got past it. Now I can, drink recreationally. And that's just,
You're so lucky.
Nah, but it's like, maybe I was never really an alcoholic to begin with or whatever it was. But anyway, I still practice the 12 steps. And that's still a huge part of my life because it was my my on-ramp into spirituality and religion. And like it gave me everything I needed. But the tools that I learned in that, made me show up to life, that was what it was. And like, before that I didn't, had so much pain and suffering and bullshit from childhood and all that shit. And then, there was like, that was the first family I found was in there was a place here in Miami. It was a 12-step group that was pretty infamous back in the day. It was a young person's meeting. And those were my people. It was the first time in my life I ever felt like I belonged somewhere.